Hello, this is Abram Pilch, and we're here today with the ASUS eNote EA800 tablet. This is one of the most unique tablet devices that we've ever seen. Right now it's only for sale in Taiwan, but we managed to get one and flash it with a special English language version of the proprietary Linux operating system. And what makes this so unique is this is a tablet that is not a media consumption tablet like the Galaxy Tab or the iPad. It is focused almost exclusively on the task of note-taking. So let's have a look at how this pen-based tablet handles that task. So let's take a look at the 8-inch screen on the eNote. You can see that it is a grayscale screen. It supports, we believe, 256 shades of gray. So you can see a lot of variation in the color, but its main purpose is not to be a photo viewer or a website viewer. It's for taking notes, and this grayscale screen allows it to get what ASUS says is 10 hours of battery life. We haven't tested enough yet to tell whether that's true, but it has lasted quite a while. As you can see, it supports stylus input. It does not support finger input at all. You need the stylus. It comes with 2 of them. Here along the bottom of the screen you'll see some buttons that do support your touch, although with the English language software that we flash this with, which is in beta, the buttons seem to have been disabled, but we don't even really need them because all these functions are on the screen. So what the buttons would do if they were working right now is this would take you back to home, the home screen. These would be sort of forward and back arrow, and these squares over here correspond to these little tabs that are on the bottom of the screen, including a little back arrow. But you can actually tap any of these context-sensitive tabs with your pen, so you don't need the buttons. And home is usually one of the buttons too. So here we are on the home screen, and you can see that we've got a few apps, and that's what you're going to get because this is a proprietary version of Linux that's focused on note-taking. So we have the Notes app, which by far is the most important. We have the Reader app, which actually allows you to read ebooks. We believe this supports EPUB format that you download. There's no native store for this. We have the Camera app, which allows the camera which is on the back of this device, which we'll take a look at shortly, to take pictures. We have Voice Memo, which uses the built-in microphone to record audio. We have Text Memo, which allows you to create little text memos that we haven't found to be that useful. We have Photo Album, which allows you to kind of browse through whatever pictures you've taken. Music Player, which plays audio files. Calculator, which is an on-screen calculator. Dictionary, you probably could guess what that does. Settings. Trash allows you to look at files you've thrown away and retrieve them. The experimental web browser, which we can take a look at, but that isn't very good, and a couple of not so great games in Bubble Breaker and Sudoku. But let's look at the main feature here, which is the Notes feature. So you can see when we tapped it, it does take a couple seconds to open, which is not bad, but we wish it would be instantaneous like it is on a lot of Android apps. And you see here some of the notes we've already taken are listed. You can sync these with your computer using the included USB cable and some software that's on here. And you can even sync them with Microsoft OneNote if you have OneNote. Let's try writing a note. So I'm going to click to add a new note. I tapped it, and you can see that there's a keyboard on the bottom of the screen. I could type a note using my pen, but what's the point of that? I'm going to write with my handwriting, and you can see that it's really, really good at picking up my handwriting. I can draw with this, and there's very, very little lag when you're drawing with a pen. We have noticed a couple occasions where when we were writing letters really quickly with some small distance from the screen, we noticed a tiny bit of lag, or occasionally, we'll be drawing something and we'll realize, we didn't press right. But generally, it's really good. And really good at picking up your writing. And you have a pencil icon up here, which allows you to change, to different thicknesses. You've got a marker thickness, a pencil, a pen, etc. You also, when you want to erase stuff, have this little eraser thing that you can use, where you can sort of tap down and erase. You can add pages to your note. You see, we just went into page 2. Let's get back to page 1. You can tag your pages. You can, another thing that we think is really interesting is you can insert photos and annotate them. So I can take, let's take this will pull up by clicking photos. It's going to pull up my photo gallery of stuff I've already taken. And I'm going to tap it, and it's going to allow me to just kind of resize or paste in this photo into my note. And now I can, once I've decided where I want to put it, I hit apply, and I can draw on my photo. You can see the benefit of this for students, and even for office workers who want to take a snapshot of the whiteboard at the front of the room and include that in their notes from a meeting or a class session. The one thing that we really, really wish that you could do in the note taker, and you can't, is sync audio with your notes. You'll see in a second that there is an audio recorder, and that you can record while you're taking notes, but the two applications are completely independent of each other, which means that unlike with the Live Scribe, where you could tap a word and hear what was being said when you wrote that word, you can't do that here, and we kind of expected that feature and are disappointed. Maybe ASUS will add that in a future update of the software. We sure wish that they would. But you can not only pick pictures that you've already taken, but if you tap the camera icon here, you could actually take a photo right now and embed it, which we won't do because we'll just get back. One of the things that's really neat here is you can also, by tapping the button that has the little arrows on it in the upper right corner, get your choice of kinds of paper. So we had plain rules, but as you can see here, there's all different kinds of papers that you can pick. Here's one with a lot more lines. There's one with vertical columns. There's one with a chart on it, and so you can have your lined paper, which is nice. Obviously, with these notes, you can save them directly to the SD card. You can save them to memory. They will save as graphics files. We wish that there was OCR on this, but there isn't. However, I think saving them as a graphic, you might be able to do OCR in whatever program you import them into. So let's go back to the home screen and look at some of the other apps. As you can see, even though our home button isn't working properly right now with this beta software, there's always a home tab for you to tap here. So here we are. We don't have any books to read in the e-reader.